We're here, folks. Halloween is here. The sequel to Halloween, which is also a sequel to the original Halloween, which is also a reboot, and it gets rid of all the other sequels that happened after the first Halloween. Halloween Kills. Directed by the same guy, I think, right?
David Gordon Green. I just want to acknowledge the fact that David Gordon Green and Danny McBride are the only two dudes that wrote this movie. So after you see it and you're asking yourself, who the fuck approved this script? It was these two chuds.
This movie is insane. Not only is like a terrible sequel in terms of like building up what the first one did, it's also just a bad movie. The tones in this film compared to what the first one tried to set up is just black and white. This movie felt like another reboot to Halloween because of how different it felt. And it doesn't help that this movie starts in the most boring, slow way where they just like explaining Michael Myers like we didn't already go through this in the first Halloween reboot sequel thing we had with these fucking chuds.
Truly blown away by how dumb and ridiculous this movie was. Even the new characters that they added for no reason, talking about the 1978 Halloween, and they're doing flashbacks. Jamie Lee Curtis, the main character of these movies, she never even left the hospital. She wasn't involved with the story in any capacity.
Everyone in this movie for the first like half of it are just like, Michael is back, Michael is here, the boogeyman's here. It's like they're talking to us, the audience, like we're stupid children. But this movie is also, to me, incredibly funny. It's one of the few times I've literally laughed out loud. And for the wrong reasons. Like I'm just like watching someone get killed. It's like, man, this is insane. Like after the stupid beginning thing and the movie starts and Michael's showing up and just killing people, some of the kills here are actually very gory and fun to watch. Michael has like cheat codes on where like everyone's just blind or can't shoot him or anything. GTA, you just like going to NPCs, like punching the fuck out of them. They don't do anything. Kind of cheapen these kind of moments because they try to make it all tense, but you don't feel any of that.
You can only forgive so much of this movie and what it does. It's inexcusable, man.
Stupid characters in slasher movies go hand in hand, but the problem is like they're trying to modernize Michael Myers. And what I said in the first review is like, this doesn't work. He belongs in the 70s. This movie takes place in 2018, all right? No one made a single phone call in this movie. Like if you want to modernize Michael Myers, you have to make it intelligent, but they're making the characters even dumber than the characters from like the 70s. I think the actual plot is like stagnant for like a good 40 minutes. Like, oh, like we're at this person's house now. He's gonna kill them. We're gonna watch that and then go back to the hospital. Everyone's freaking out. It's like that hospital, that, and then climax, it's over. And the movie kept pulling me out of it. I'd go back in and laugh and then it'd pull me out. It was that the whole time for me.
All the scenes at the hospital is building up this weird cult mob thing going on with all the townsfolk. Evil dies tonight. We're gonna stomp it out.
The whole time we're just like at the hospital, even on the outside of it somehow.
I know. And the climax, like, it isn't really even a climax. It's just like another kill cam, and then we're in the middle of a road.
There's too much suspension of disbelief here. There should be a little bit more to this, especially a modern Halloween movie, especially a sequel. Like there's so many other layers here that you have to standardize. It fails all of it. The only thing this movie really wanted me to do is learn the Halloween theme on piano.
Michael Myers is cool. I like the mask. He's a brute force that walks 1 mile an hour and can dodge bullets without actually having to move.
There's a force field. Positive thing I will say too is I like the movie's cinematography. There's some good shots. Like Michael was always framed pretty well. The kill shots too, like when someone's just dead, like laying on the floor, like they weren't just sloppily thrown there. Like they took the time to actually like show you kills and like how the gore affected that person. It's just a shame that the movie itself is so stupid.
I'm just gonna throw it out there again. This was a massive disrespect to Jamie Lee Curtis. They did her extremely dirty, giving her character nothing to do with how this sequel was treated. They really should have just made that first sequel that came out in 2018 and called it good and be like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
And that's what it seemed like that first movie was trying to do. Oh, we're just gonna do one final thing and now he's really dead. Jamie Lee Curtis faced her fears. That was her whole arc. So to make this sequel and like spin everything on its head, make it all goofy and then make her so pathetic and stupid, this is not how you make a sequel. Michael Myers is right there. He's walking right there.
I'll just walk that way.
Oh, me too, okay.
I'm gonna give Halloween Kills the exact same rating that I gave Halloween. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. I can pick and choose different things from each movie that is better than the other one, but I mean, when it comes down to it, like, I didn't like either of them, but this one, Michael was good and the kills were greasy. Fuck you, Danny and David.
This is gonna be a 3.5 out of 10 for me. Like, terrible sequel, does nothing, it's a waste, but some of the kills here were really funny to watch. I had more enjoyment with this movie than the first one, but that doesn't change the fact that this is a terrible sequel, but it's not enough for me to like ignore these faults, which are very, very prominent. So far, Halloween month really sucks ass.
I'm worried, honestly, that Dune's just not gonna be good anymore.
There's a lot of pressure now for you, Dune, to perform.
Watch it be good, but the soundtrack and the score is fucked up, just like Tenet is.
It probably will be. We're gonna leave now, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See the strongest. Uh-oh.
Ah!